What is the best way to figure out what to do in this type of market when the S&P is already crashed more than 20% and there's been so many damn opportunities in the market? We should just look at the greatest investor. What did Warren Buffett do during 2008 with the greatest financial crisis since the Great Depression? In Warren Buffett's words, he even said that it might be worse than the Great Depression because it was way faster and way more unexpected. But wait, he also said it was the economic Pearl Harbor.
Yes. Tell me about it for you.
Well, it really was an extraordinary time in this country. We came closer to a financial meltdown than certainly any time I've ever seen, and probably in certain respects there was even more panic than the Great Depression because it came on so fast and so unexpected, and the whole country wanted to deleverage corporations, individuals, and fortunately we had a government that responded, and it was when we talked last that it was a little question of whether Congress would respond like they should. They finally did.
But even though he said all of that, he still said, "Buy America now," and he wrote an article about this. So when you think about Warren Buffett, when you think about the greatest investor, you have to understand what to do in these type of recession times, because during recessions, there's always lots of opportunities. Let's understand what Warren Buffett did during 2008 recession and how to invest during a recession and kind of what to look for. So guys, like this video and subscribe to my channel, and let's get into this video. In 2007 and 2008, when the housing bubble finally crashed because banks were doing excessive lending, increasing the risk on assets under the housing market, tying that to mortgage-backed securities, all crashing down the housing market very severely. With this ill in mind, Warren Buffett in 2008, when big banks were crashing, they were worried about failure. When all of these investment firms were going under, he said, "Buy America, I am." And why would he say this? If you're thinking 5, 10 years down the road, you understand that America will prosper into the future. There's always going to be more productivity. There's always going to be more people coming out with innovation, leading to just more GDP growth. If you believe in the economic cycle and the economic engine USA. So with that in mind, what do you think was happening? There was so much panic in the market and people were leaving the market, not believing in the market anymore, kind of going back to the Great Depression times where everyone was leaving the market. No one believed in the market again, and it took some time for people to kind of get their feet wet again. What was Warren Buffett doing during those times? He even went on Charlie Rose and told you that he was buying a lot of stuff. He actually bought in 2008, 2009, he bought Goldman Sachs, he bought Bank of America, he was buying General Electric, and he made the biggest acquisition at Berkshire during that time, $26 billion acquisition of Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad. And that just goes to show you that he was going down to his last nickel to purchase this. And that just shows you how confident he was in the USA and the USA getting better over time, because he knew this was going to be something that was going to last. And that's what you want to do right now in 2022 to 2023. Find these companies that have huge moats that you know are going to last, because that's what he was doing with Burlington Northern. He knew it was a 100-year, 200-year investment. And that's how the greatest investor thinks. At his old age, he's still thinking long term, and that's how you got to think when you're buying these companies now. And for cash, when Warren Buffett was investing during this time, going down to his last nickel, he still had an emergency fund just in case anything would happen with the Berkshire, the company itself, and make sure he had enough money, because money is like oxygen. But at the same time, you don't want to hoard money because inflation is running rampant and it's just going to kill your purchasing power. You want to get into assets that are simple, predictable, they have free cash flow with good moats, and that's the businesses you want to get into. That's what Warren Buffett was doing during that time. You can even see with all the amount of investments that he was buying.
When you look at the future, there's also the argument made that this is something that goes with your philosophy today. Get out of cash and get into assets, because we don't know what's going to happen to the dollar.
Well, cash is always a bad investment.
Yes.
I mean, when people said cash is king a year ago, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, cash wasn't producing anything, and it was sure to go down in value over time. On the other hand, you always want to be sure you have enough. I mean, it's like oxygen. You want to be sure it's around, but you don't need to have excessive amounts of it around. And cash, we will always have enough cash around. But anytime we have surplus cash around, I'm unhappy. I mean, I would much rather have good businesses than cash. And we found a chance in the last year thereabouts to deploy. We came in with something over 40 billion in cash, and we've got about 20 billion now, and we've had some earnings. So we put a lot of cash to work, and I like that. No, I'd much rather own a good business than have cash.
As people are really scared about this market, they keep hoarding cash, they keep accumulating it, they have this excess cash or surplus because they're just fearing for the worst. And they don't understand, they don't want to just deploy that cash because they don't know where the market's going to be in the next year or two. They think the recession is going to last forever. What you're not understanding, that excess or surplus of cash is just bad right now because the value of your cash is decreasing over time. Warren Buffett understands this, and he wants to deploy that cash when he sees opportunity. And that's the key word. If you're seeing opportunity in this market, don't just hoard all your cash, deploy it. If you're seeing really good companies at good dividend yields, or they have good free cash flow yields, whatever you see in the market, you want to invest it. So don't just be one of those people that are just hoarding cash just to hoard the cash unless you absolutely need it, because over a 5, 10, 15, 20-year time, if you're a young investor, they see huge gains going into the future. As the Fed keeps printing more money, devaluing your money, what are you going to do? What companies are you buying? What companies are you looking at? What companies, what solid moats do you want to own for the next 5, 10, 15 years, man? Leave your comments down below and like this video. Peace.